Please remain standing for the posting of the colors and the national anthem. The colors for today's ceremony are presented by the Keller ISD Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Please remain standing for the national anthem being performed by the HMS Varsity Treble Choir. Thank you. Please be seated.
Wrote the Star-Spangled Banner over 200 years ago, he called America the land of the free and the home of the brave. Those words are as true today as they were then. Throughout this nation's history, American soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardmen have bravely answered the call to defend our freedom, to aid our friends and allies, and to turn back aggressors. We can never fully repay the debt of gratitude to the more than 650,000 American servicemen members who have died in battle and the more than 1.4 million who were wounded. We can, however, recognize and thank the millions of veterans still living today. These words are inscribed on the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C. Our nation honors her sons and daughters who answered the call to defend a country we never knew and a people they never met. Those words apply equally to many of our World War II, World War I, Vietnam, and Gulf War veterans. They apply to today's active duty servicemen and tomorrow's veterans who are helping to maintain peace throughout the world as we speak. Today, it is our privilege to say thank you for all that you have done and all that you have sacrificed for us to be able to be here today to thank you. The price of freedom is high. And students, we cannot afford to forget that these veterans sitting here on the floor today put their life on the line so you can be here today, so that you can get your education. I would like to say thank you for continuing to make America the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We would now like to recognize our Hillwood Middle School staff members who have served in the military. Mr. Clay Lawrence, United States Marine Corps. Mr. Darren Stafford, United States Navy. Mr. Tim Baruti, United States Navy. Mr. Charles Cheeseman, United States Coast Guard. Coach Agie's mom, Susan Agee, our amazing volunteer, United States Air Force. And one of our most favorite substitute teachers, Mr. Ronnie Gilbert, United States Air Force. We will now listen to the HMS Girls Choirs as they perform the Armed Forces Salute. Veterans, please stand during your branch's song and be recognized for your service to our great nation.
afternoon. Excuse me. Last year I had the honor to speak to you from this podium, and today I have the pleasure to introduce a dear friend of mine. Each generation of Americans has a sacred charge to ensure that generations to follow understand the sacrifice and dedication which has been and will always be required of those who serve in our armed forces. On behalf of Hillwood Middle School, I would like to thank all the veterans who were able to take time out of their day to take part in teaching these fine young Americans this lesson. Veterans, I appreciate you. Our guest speaker today, Sergeant First Class Sean Schaefer. Mr. Schaefer joined the Army on June 3rd, 1988 in Denver, Colorado. He completed basic and advanced training as a supply clerk at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Over the next 26 years, his statewide assignments took him all over the U.S., California, Oklahoma, New York, Texas. He also completed 3 tours overseas that included Germany twice, Iraq 4 times, and South Korea once. During his career, Sergeant First Class Schaefer was given a host of awards, but none as notable as his 2 meritorious service medals for his contributions in the Iraq theater in 2003, 2004, and again in 2010 and 2011. Sergeant First Class Schaefer retired on July 1st, 2014 from Daegu, South Korea. Sergeant First Class Schaefer is also married to our amazing 7th grade science teacher, Mrs. April Schaefer. So, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, faculty, students, staff, please rise to your feet and help me welcome our guest today, Mr. Sean Schaefer.
Thank you. Very kind welcome, Coach. I'd like to say hello to all my veterans. Again, thank you for being here, taking your time to be here. As we all know, Veterans Day goes all the way back to 1919, where it was originally known as Amherst Day. And through the years, a couple years later, they changed it or some years later under Eisenhower, they changed it to Veterans Day. And it's been going ever since. And it's a day I'm very proud of. And it wasn't, I'd like to say it was easy, but it wasn't. My topic today is, it touches everybody. It's the importance of education. If you talk to every veteran in this audience, we all have a different story of how we've gotten to where we're at. Mine started simple. I received a basketball scholarship to play D1 basketball, but because I failed to take school seriously, I lost my scholarship. Floated around Denver for a few years, doing nothing, and there's one commercial that always came on. Be all that you can be. We do more before 6 than most people do all day. And I walked probably a good 20 blocks to get to my nearest recruiting station. And the truth is, I initially went to join the Marines. Only thing I know about the Marines, I love the uniform. The uniform was classic. But I joined at a bad time, meaning that they were very busy. Very busy. Recruits were joining the Marines like crazy. So the recruiter didn't have time to talk to me. So the Army guy took me in, and June 3rd I joined and never looked back. But like I said, it started humbly. I put more emphasis on basketball than I did my education. So when I went to college, I failed to have a foundation that supported my endeavors. You know, I thought I'd be in the NBA. We all have dreams. My dream was to play in the NBA. All 5'6" of me playing in the NBA. And in those times, it was rare that you had anybody of that stature playing in the NBA. No backup goal. So I found myself wondering. And then June 3rd was the best day that ever happened in my life. not saved my life in the literal sense, but it gave me direction. It gave me something I hadn't had since living with my mother. I had a purpose. Joining the military is one of the most selfless acts any one of us has ever done. You give more than the military and the military family give more of themselves than you will ever know. The birthdays I missed, the graduations, all those family dynamics that were missed because of our selfless service. It's a beautiful union. But to go back to where I was at, again, because I failed in school or failed to lack the fundamentals of studying, I didn't approach college the correct way. And the one thing that military service does not take is mediocrity. So all these individuals you see before you are by no means mediocre. These ladies and gentlemen have found the best, or the military brings out the best in us. And that's what I was able to do in my 26 years, was be challenged, learn to grow, become a better leader, better father, hopefully a better husband, all because of my time served in the military. Although I tell my tale as a fail in college, it wasn't. I found my purpose. I found my purpose. When I raised my right hand and declared my life to the military, I was home. I knew I was home. I was amongst those that I knew would have my best interests at heart. All because of my failure to learn to study. So my thing to you is, don't wait until you think you're there to begin to try and change the behaviors you have now. Those habits are hard to break, and it takes a lot of sacrifice to break them. If you take your studies seriously now, your path will be an easy one. Your dreams will be easier to obtain, and you'll move faster than those like me. School is the most important thing that we have, education. As I traveled throughout throughout overseas, a few places I was able to attend, not everybody got to go to school, or those that got to go to school had to go through a lot of turmoil to get there. And you guys sitting here on the backs of these fine men and women in front of me to obtain all the goals that you can ever dream of with very little hindrance, with the support of parents, teachers, and family alike. And again, it all goes back to this foundation of education. And like I said, I was fortunate. My love of basketball allowed me to play 10 years of basketball in the Army, was doing my job every now and then. So I still got to live my basketball dreams, for lack of better terms. and travel the world and see great things. Got to meet Dirk Nowitzki before he was ever an NBA basketball player. Got to see some of the greats, all because of my travel through the military. So, because I failed in one arena doesn't mean I failed overall. I was given another path. So never give up on your dream. Nothing is given to you. It's not easy. You find another way to accomplish your goal. You always find a way to accomplish your goal. It's a small detour. You navigate, and you move forward. Lost my train of thought. Sorry, I didn't bring my notes. Again, it goes back to school. Goes back to school. It's important that you listen to these teachers and your parents and get it right the first time. You're young with a lot of goals and a lot of room to maneuver in front of you. Take your goals seriously, set milestones, and climb them. Take the things that you want in life. My military people in front of me have opened doors for you to achieve all the things in life that you dream of. I would have never dreamed I'd be sitting in Germany playing basketball, in Korea, eating Korean food, just doing all those great things that is offered in the military. It is a life that you have to live to understand it. You have to live to understand it. And I don't want your lack of taking school serious to take you to a path that does not meet success. Because we all have our own levels of success, or what we think is successful. Mine wasn't. I never wanted to be a millionaire. Wasn't my dream. Didn't know what I wanted to be successful in, but I know I didn't want to be a millionaire. It seems too hard. Millionaires work all the time. I want to live and have fun. And that's what I was able to do through the military. I was able to live, have fun, meet great people, travel the world, and just laugh, love, and live life. I thank you for your time. Again, I'm sorry. I had notes. My dog ate it. So I thank you, Hillwood, for giving me a platform to talk to you guys. Thank you, Ms. Edgar.
Thank you for your service. We will now listen to the HMS Wind Ensemble as they perform Our Kingsland Spring. Thank you, band and directors. Please join me in welcoming our very own Brittany Mejia, HMS teacher, to sing God Bless America. This concludes our Veterans Day celebration. Veterans, thank you for being with us today. Thank you for your service. Teachers and students, please stand as our veterans exit the gym and return before you're returning to your 8th period classes.
Oh, beautiful, for heroes proved in liberating strife.